Welcome to the presentation on the London and Paris Discovery. Tri-County Active Adult Center in Mayflower wants to welcome you to this, and we want to share with you this amazing destination that you are interested in. No reason to be afraid. We're going to take care of everything and show you just the cultural, the international, the big cities, the charm, the history, the love, the food, everything about it is going to come alive for you. So sit back and watch, and here we go. So what we have is, who is Mayflower? Mayflower's been around since the 70s. We put together tours that are what we call the Mayflower Experience, which includes your deluxe transportation, your top accommodations, all luggage handling on and off the coach. It'll take you, it'll transfer your big luggage on the Eurotrain on this tour. It will take care of all those little details that we have. We have a professional tour manager that is with you the entire time, so no worries. They are there to help support, guide, and assist you. Along with that, we do have the local guides and the local historians who will just really bring the destination alive, whether you are in London or into the City of Light, into Paris. It is an amazing experience. Unique dining that we'll have in a couple of the areas that are going to add to that experience. And then you'll have a chance to go out and experience your own. But we also have a guaranteed share program. Our Guaranteed Share program, what is that? That is an opportunity for you to sign up because you cannot find that traveling companion, or they're not able to go, or we hate to say it or think about it, but maybe have lost our loved ones. But with that being said, you can sign up at the twin or double rate, long as you don't smoke or have a CPAP machine, and we will find you a roommate. Of course, of the same gender. I'm not going to try any of that, but we will have the opportunity for you to go with the confidence you will only pay that twin or double rate. If we do not find you a roommate, we take care of that single supplement for you. We will provide local transfers to and from the Philadelphia airport with 10 or more, so we will be informing and all that information further down the line. But amazing destinations and travel what Mayflower and puts together for you. So here we are featuring the London and Paris Discovery. We are going out April 14th to the 22nd in 2027. There are several who have already signed up for it, so come and join us. Be another one and experience the amazing wonders and the beautiful sights and history these cities can be. But the best part about it is you're going to have 4 nights in London and then 3 nights in Paris, giving us the must-sees and the experience of seeing the destination, but not only that, giving us some free time to go and explore, possibly on your own. And if you're not wanting into that, no worries. We got things to help assist you with that. So what we have is an opportunity of seeing London. We're going to arrive on into London, with has all the many different things. We're going to have our time that we arrive, check into our hotel, nestle in, and get ourselves acclimated, meeting our guide, and then going out that first day. Giving that opportunity will give us a chance to explore. Then the next day, every morning you will start off with breakfast, but after our first gathering and our dinner together, we will start off, and then we will have part of that city tour. The panoramic tour of London is truly remarkable. Same with London and Paris. Both are cities that are very many faceted. You know, it's kind of like Philadelphia. We got many different areas to experience, or the different areas around of our big cities. But here you do have that, but you have the rich, deep history that goes with it, that dates way back centuries. But being able to do that, we will have the opportunity of seeing many things. We're going to have the architectural wonders, the monuments, the arches, Trafalgar Square. We're going to see Westminster Abbey, of course, the House of Parliament, where good old Big Ben will present itself on the hour. And then, of course, the opportunity of a postcard perfect picture of the Tower Bridge. And then, of course, We will stand by the guards over the River Thames. That is what the Tower Bridge is, very iconic representation. We have the Victoria Memorial. We also have Buckingham Palace, and then the changing of the guard. There's always a changing on the guard at the side gate, not always in the main grand changing up front, but it gives many different things. We'll also go by in the area of good old London Eye. The London Eye was the opportunity and put together prior, actually for the changing of the century in the year 2000. This will give a chance. So here's our arch. Being able to see that, we're coming into Trafalgar Square, very historical, much a meeting, gathering place that will take us on into the place. Of course, Nelson's Column that is standing there. We'll learn of that rich history. Westminster Abbey is just glorious in its part, from the weddings and the funerals that have been there from the royal family. You can go in, you can walk, you can sit in their areas, providing church isn't going on, but we will have that opportunity to really feel that presence when you're in there. It's pretty spectacular. The wood carvings and all that is really dynamic. But of course, Westminster Abbey, being able to have that is really a treat. Being able to see its architecture design, as you can see from this photo, but it's nothing like standing there and seeing it, or even driving by it and seeing it. It is such a spectacular sight to be able to have. So we can have those various spires, all the many depths that the Westminster Abbey does hold for everyone. You will have that chance to explore. And of course, the House of Parliament and good old Big Ben. It does cost a little bit if on your free time you wanted to go in and tour it, you can. That gives you that opportunity. But it is pretty spectacular. I have to say, I did the cruise on the River Thames there, and it was fun to go by it and hearing Big Ben go off, at its hour. That real deep clocking of the hours, pretty significant, and you'd never forget it. So it is one of the iconic pieces in London, and of course, there at the House of Parliament. And of course, picture perfect opportunity at the Tower Bridge. It is just really a spectacular piece. If you want to, on your free time, just ask either the concierge at the hotel or your tour manager. They'll be able to help assist if you're interested in doing one of the cruises on the River Thames. But of course, Queen Victoria, and the Victoria Monument is very iconic for the evolutions of the royal families and things that are going in, housing and holding that for so long, because it stands there in front of Buckingham Palace in its own magic world. May you be lucky. Maybe the royal family will be coming out with its procession and you might get lucky enough to see some of them. That is the spectacular part. As I mentioned, the London Eye back in 2000, it is a complete Ferris wheel. It does take a half an hour to go completely all the way around. These are big capsules that you can sit there and enjoy. They even have champagne flights that if you want to do those. Of course, then we also have the Shard, which is a contemporary piece, which is that glass sphere, and you can experience and see that. That's one thing. It's an iconic site that sits there. Many people like to run down and go to Harrods. I know I did. Many things in Harrods, not only from the shopping aspect, but there is a food court, etc. So it is fun if you are interested in doing something of that nature. We do have a free day on day 4. This will give you a chance to do all your interests, whether it's going into the Windsor Castle and seeing the royal gems and how the dungeons and all the things inside the Windsor Castle. We do have a visit if you choose. They can help you with the Tower of London, exploring all the markets, going, like I said, museums are open for you to enjoy, going up in the London Eye, going to Harrods, doing the shopping, doing the many things that we have that we can experience. There's a lot of different gardens and there's a lot of different things for you to enjoy in your free day. That's the beauty about it. I know myself, I went down from the hotel and went to the pub and had some Oh, fish and chips. All right. So with that, of course, is fish and fries, but it was a spectacular plate that they provided. It was just fun, being able to experience that. So that gives you the chance of the variety of things, whether it's the Tower of London again. On day 5, we do take off and we're having a tour that takes us down to Leeds Castle. Leeds Castle is one of the older castles that have been put into almost a museum like. It's over 900 years old. Very picturesque into seeing the pristineness of the countryside. So when you sit there and you see the moat that goes all the way around it, and there's just beautiful old castle that is sitting there, and the loveliness of it will just really come strong into the presentation. So this historical building will be one of the buildings that is just really will hold true to Britain. It's from its military beginnings to Henry VIII, many different things, and the private residence of royal and political things that have on this. You will see that in the interior, not only the pristine grounds, we do have the interior that dates us back the many years and how it is so well preserved. Many opportunities to enjoy its grandeur, and it's just truly in its own unique elegance. So we want you to enjoy it. Have your time to be able to explore. Then after visiting the castle, we're going to continue down the eastern coastline and see the majestic white cliffs of Dover. These are white cliffs, literally. It looks like somebody has whitewashed the mountains. It is just truly a spectacular piece. It is a scenic, and it is something that is very recognizable from the waterways, and it is just one of their natural phenomenons that they have. So we will return back to the hotel after this and then have the evening at leisure. But the next morning after breakfast, we're going to board our bus, have our bags out, and they will take our bags for us, but we will have our carry-ons and we will go on the Euro train. This is a unique and amazing experience on the Eurostar. You will be able to sit back, relax, and make your way as you go under the channel and then arrive back on to another country on into France. This one will be a really coming out, and then it's like, whoo, City of Light, there it is. You're going to have that chance to be able to have that. It is smooth. It is a wonderful experience to do. And then upon arrival, we're going to do an oversight, a city tour. This will give you that orientation tour that, of course, will go to the Champs-Élysées, the famous Arc de Triomphe, of course, the palace, the place of de la Bastille, of course, Opera House, and many, many more. So having the city is Paris, as I said, it's so multifaceted. Yes, iconic sites like we are seeing here, the Eiffel Tower will have its presence and will have the opportunity. The Champs-Élysées is the street of high-end stores. So go ahead if you so wish, but no worries. Many areas that we stop and we'll have photo op and we'll have opportunities like here at the Arc de Triomphe. It is pretty spectacular. I have to say I've got many faceted photos, and the architecture is pretty spectacular. Of course, it's iconic plaza that we will have, the significance it. The Opera House is truly a beautiful piece and architecture that you will have. Of course, many other sites that we will have in the areas, and we will stop and experience that. We will not tour inside for the most part. They are mostly photo stops that we'll have. But the Latin Quarters is the things you a lot of times see in movies. Latin Quarters is where the artists are paying, lit outdoor cafes, a lot of variety of things that are there. So it's truly a treat. That is a must-see. And of course, the Louvre being of its own spectacular way. The pyramid here at night, it is illuminated at night. So having, taking a night tour is not one for the if you so wish. But in addition to that, if you want to get entrances to the Louvre, you can either purchase it in advance and or ask our tour manager to assist you with that. But we be able to do that. I highly recommend versus going and waiting in line to get in, because the lines are forever, especially if the Mona Lisa is one of the paintings you've always wanted to see. If that's the only one you wanted to see, which was my preference. My girlfriend took 3 days to go through the Louvre. I took a few hours. But my main thing was to see that lovely little Mona Lisa and having its iconic memory into my head. So we have a lot of varieties that we're going to have the opportunity that we'll have. On day 6, we have an eerie, fun way and a free day to be able to say, oh, hello, cheerio, as they say, from London, but to part to au revoir of that in Paris. We're going to enjoy, and if you want, we have that photo stop at the Eiffel Tower. So we really want a chance to be able to enjoy. It is only a photo stop. We used to do the entrance up, but it really was time consuming, time demanding, because you had to be at the elevators at a specific time in order to make it. So on your free time, if it is something you want to do, you can again go online, set up your time and get your ticket, and or ask the tour manager or the concierge to help you with that. So many things to be able to assist and make the destination your own. So we have the chateau. Being able to see the chateau is just really privately owned, just beautiful, ornate, sitting, and opportunity to explore. The wonderful gardens, as you're seeing here, imagine that as your backyard and having it manicured and taken care of. I'll leave that to the professionals, right? But the gardens, the grand, the ballrooms to the other entrances that are on in the chateau are absolutely spectacular. So we will have the opportunity to tour through this privately owned chateau with the highlights of its furnishings, the murals, the paintings, all the different things. Of course, here's the famous library. Yep, you can't sit on those chairs. But it does have all its presentation and the feel of that French elegance. So you're going to have the combination of the two, and it's fun because when you've gone already through those in London, now you're going to see the flavor of France. So similar but differences of the ancient days, as I call. But the pristineness and setting of a table, they will teach and learn of that. Many of the different things that we also have is really from the flavors that we have a chance to experience, of course, our French wines, to the breads, to, of course, the pastries. But this evening, we're going to have the opportunity to discover, we're going to tour through the areas, through the castle, the chateau, and then we are going to have that opportunity to really see, French cabaret show. This is an option to one of the most iconic historical cabarets and venues in Paris. So if it is something you've always wanted to do, definitely do. I find all the cabarets in there are, pretty spectacular. This is one that is really a fabulous show with a modest price in comparison to some of the others that are in Paris. But we'll have a time that we're going to explore and we're going to experience. But we have then on day 8, today's and include excursions that will take us to another one of the 17th century spectacular places, which is the Palace of Versailles. I have to say, when we drove up to the Palace of Versailles, I was just like, whoa. Former royal residence. It is restored to its original grandeur. It is the area, the sleeping quarters of France's kings and queens. You'll see the rooms of elegance. Not only that, you'll see the wall of mirrors or the hall of mirrors. You will see its opulence and everything that will be there. As you can see, I always snicker because it's like, wow, were they really that short? Well, they tend to sit a little more upright in a protection mode, but you will see the various areas and just truly its original piece that we will have. Day 9 will be a time that we've visited Paris, we've visited London, we have all those famous memories, and then we will depart and go to the airport for our ride home. We are going out again April 14th to the 22nd. Our rates of $46.79 does have your air. All right, it is an air promotion, so sign up early. Do not hesitate because that would include that air from Philly to London and then back from Paris. All right, along with that, we have our transfers. That free air promotion is the value of $1,700 per person. So as you can see, it is something signing up sooner than later is very important for you to capitalize and take advantage of because that is a significant savings for us to enjoy. It does only require a $250 deposit with the final payment coming in January. All right, but we will provide all that information once you've made that deposit. But for those who feel, which I think is strongly encouraged, is the traveler's protection. The traveler's protection of $449 allows you to cancel for any reason all the way up until 24 hours prior to departure. So have no worries, have no fears if signing up. If anything happens all the way up until that 24 hours prior, you would get everything back but the cost of the insurance. So no matter what you've paid in, that will be returned to you, which makes it for a total deposit of $699 per person. So fill out your reservation forms. Have that ready to go. Have your passports ready. Passports have to be valid until 6 months from the date of return. Okay, so that will be very critical. Make sure you have your passport name that you give us on these reservation forms because that will be important for the hotels, but more importantly for the airlines. They are becoming more and more particular with that full information, so do not hesitate to give that. Make a copy of your passport and send that along with you. If you've not done a passport yet or you have to renew it, no worries. The minute you get it, please forward that in. Then about 2 weeks prior to going, we will have a departure meeting and we will go over your documents, your flights, and all the information that will help prepare you and give you some tips on traveling. So we have all this part that will have an opportunity for you to experience fabulous London and Paris and the many sites around it. So if you have any questions or ready to make your reservations, please contact Polly Dobbs and she will assist you on that. If there is any other assistance we need, she's got my number. We're going to be able to take care of you and make sure if you have special requests, meaning food, any other things that you need. It is not really a tour for the faint of heart because it's very busy, as you're going on the touring, but you can do things, all right? So if it is a dream of yours, please fulfill those dreams because the memories will far just put a magical part into your minds in being able to enjoy. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in London and Paris. Have a beautiful day on behalf of Tri-County Active Center and Mayflower.